What's going on, guys? So today I got you a new video, and it's basically gonna be a tips video on if you're just getting into bass fishing. First thing that I would do, find a small creek that people know that have smallmouth bass. Number two, or even largemouth. Let's go with smallmouth in this case, since we're in southwestern Pennsylvania and there's not a ton of largemouth in our water system, in the Monongahela water system, even though there is some. But what you want to start out with is getting a spinning combo. Go to Walmart. Guys, it does not matter what your rod. I mean, it does matter. Sometimes it doesn't. If you're just going to be a weekend angler, you're not fishing for money, go to Walmart, pick up this Abu Garcia Vigilante rod. It's a 6.6. There's 7.1s there. There's medium heavy. Go with a medium or a medium heavy fast action tip rod. Even ugly sticks good for that. So, and ugly sticks, they don't break. They don't. And they have a 7-year warranty that automatically comes with the rod. So there's that out of the way. Get a spinning combo. Find 8-pound test line. Either Trilene, Suffix. Any of them is really good nowadays. It's just I prefer Trilene and Suffix over any other brand. If you're fishing in a creek, a small creek, this is what I started out fishing with as a young kid. You guys will get the idea. This one's all messed up. But a small jig head, and it's bent and everything, I know, and a small swim bait. The paddle tail, you throw it out. If you don't know how to cast a spinning reel, we'll get to that in another video. But thing that you can do is find a small little bait like that, or these small grubs right here. Small little grubs. And here, I'll show you even how to hook up a small grub. Just feed it through all the way down to the bottom. Insert that head in there, and there's the hook sticking out. You bounce it off the bottom, you swim it really slowly, you can burn it. It doesn't really matter what you do with this. As long as you get the correct action of the tail moving, they'll bite it. Smallmouth are the most aggressive bass out of any species except for maybe spotted bass. I want to say spotted bass and hybrids and all that are a little bit more enticing to hit something, but smallmouth bass are very curious. They're a very curious fish. So, alright, we covered poundage, we covered rod, reel. The spinning reel that I got, I believe, is a 2500 or 2000. Just go and get an ugly stick combo. That's what my mom uses, and she sometimes catches more fish than I do. Doesn't really matter about the rod, it's all about the line and the person that's fishing. Remember that. Doesn't matter about the rod. Doesn't matter how much money you spend on your rods. It's about the fisherman and the line itself. Another thing that you guys are going to need is a small spinner bait. Very, very, very small single blade spinner bait. Especially in a creek. Like this little booyah right here. Just a single blade. Chartreuse, white, black. Guys, sometimes the colors in your lures do not matter. They will sometimes, like in the spring or right now, they will hit any. Alright guys, another lure that you might be interested in is a Senko. This is a Gary Yamamoto 5-inch. And I'm going to show you how to Texas rig. If you want to go back in my old video, see how I Texas rigged it, this will be more of a clear in depth of what to do with the Senko. So hold your Senko with your two fingers, your thumb and your index finger. We get right to the curve, right? We are going to poke it through. You see how small? That's not even an inch. It's probably half an inch. Feed it completely through, guys. Feed it. Alright? Now you're going to come to this little shank right here, and that's what's going to hold that Senko in place, so when you cast it, it doesn't come off. So you're going to spin it around. Now you see how the hook is where it is now? That piece is stuck in there, and you got your line in here. Perfect. This is perfect. Now line it up evenly, right down the middle. Feed that through. And there's your Texas rig. And if you want it to be weedless, grab it and pinch it lightly and put it over the skin, and it will just fall straight as an arrow all the way down. It's a slow presentation, guys. So when you're fishing this, you want to throw it out, let it sink to the bottom. Now there's a few ways you can fish a Texas rig. You can lightly bounce it, or pick it up, give it 2 twitches, reel in the slack, put your finger on that line, and make sure you don't feel the bite. There's so much that you guys can get into, and the cool thing about bass fishing is you're never going to completely figure it out. There's always something new to learn within bass fishing. That's why the sport is so great like it is. So let's go back to the Senko. Black and blue, perfect color for darker water, muddy water. I just like the black and blue just because it's black and blue, and that's what the big bass eat. Yeah, so let's get outside so I can show you guys how to cast this really easily. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to the chest mount and to me showing you how to cast. That'll be the end of the video. And if you guys want to ask for some more tips, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. I will answer them as best to my ability, or Seth's ability, or even other fishermen that I fish with. Like, I'll get opinions off of them and I'll bring them to you, just so we can help you guys catch more fish around this area. So let's get into the chest mount. And alright guys, so this is going to be a little complicating for you at first, but like I said, I'm going to try to make it as simple as you can. So the first thing I want you guys to do is get out in your yard. Get out in the yard, put on a Senko, put on a lure or something, or if I was you, I'd just put on a split shot. And so what you're first going to do is, you guys see down here in the reel, you see how this lines up where your line is right here? Pinch that with your index finger. If you're a righty or a lefty, it doesn't matter. If I was you, I'd prefer, if you're a lefty, then get a right-handed reeling. I got a left handle for, that's how I crank, but with a bait caster I crank like this, it makes no sense. But anyways, so pinch down here, flip your bail, cast out. Now when you get your rod tip to where you want your lure to go, that's when you release the line on your finger. So here we go. I'm going to aim for those bricks right there. Boom. Okay. Now for you, this is how you're probably going to start out casting here. You're probably going to, I would stand both of my legs towards something. Okay, there's the wall right here. Your target's going to be that tree. I want you to flip your bail, bring out your hand, use one hand, guys, use one hand, and boom. Now, I'm in a habit of, when the lure hits the water, my thumb or my finger is already catching the line, and already I'm going to flip this bail over as soon as the lure hits the water. Let me tell you why. Your bail, it feels like I got a fish on right here, but it is not fun at all to get out a bird's nest out of this or a bait caster. Believe me, I hate it, and I hate it. So let's do that again. Click over, hold the line on here. Let's start out from the beginning. You're grabbing your rod, grabbing your line, flipping the bail. This is your bail here. Getting to the side. Boom. It's easy as that. Just go outside, practice, guys. Practice, practice, practice. Practice always makes perfect. It is simple. Let's go back over it one more time, just so I can show you guys. 1, 2, 3. Remember, get into the habit of when that lure hits into the water, to flip with drag. Drag is, there's supposed to be a specific poundage of drag that you're supposed to use, like 8 pounds worth of pull for it to start doing that. I like it a little bit looser. So this is your bail right here. Your drag set. You're gonna spin it righty tighty, lefty loosey. Right is very tight. So I'm gonna go about 1, 2, 3. Now let's see how it sounds. Barely any, right? 3 or 4, 5. That's about where you want it to be. Just so when a fish is fighting back, he's getting some... I'll go a little bit looser than that. And I'll go about there. I'm going to help you with drag. Drag is... There's supposed to be a specific poundage of drag that you're supposed to use. Like 8 pounds worth of pull for it to start doing that. I like it a little bit looser. So this is your bail right here. Your drag set. You're going to spin it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Right is very tight. So, I'm going to go about 1, 2, 3. Now let's see how it sounds. Barely any, right? 3 or 4, 5. That's about where you want it to be. Just so when a fish is fighting back, he's getting some... I'll go a little bit looser than that. And I'll go about there. So when a fish is fighting it, and if it's especially a big one, when he runs, this line, your drag's going to peel out. Go outside, catch some fish, guys. Hopefully this helped you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Again, guys, I really like making videos for you. So go ahead and tell me what you guys want to see next. And on this next edition of Pennyslvania Fishing, we'll see you later.